Folks, the majority of training for the military and the military police now is to take on the American people. This is high treason. Offshore banks have seized the United States. Going back at least 10 years at Kentucky Derby, they have regular army there searching citizens. Then in my film Martial Law, we got video and photos from high school football games with the Army. They're searching children, and then the State Guard and National Guard from Alabama to Tennessee. Then a few months ago, we had the state rep on and the governor's statement. The Army and the Air Force and the BATF were doing mock gun confiscation drills, shutting down major Tennessee highways, searching cars. The governor said don't do it again. That weekend, the Army went ahead and did it. In fact, Google that for viewers. Let's put that on screen for people. I could just go on with hundreds of examples. Military runs checkpoints in Tennessee and show people the photos from the local papers. Now, I'm sitting down at a restaurant at Waterloo Ice House with my wife and children. The TV's on, and it's the Kentucky Derby a month ago. We're not really paying attention. The horses just won. I'm biting into the food. I look up, and there are troops running out on the field, tackling citizens that always jump off and run out. They didn't have police do it, and they had 45s out. This is all illegal, and they're to acclimate you to accept it. Kurt Nimmo, do people realize that this is really happening and they're training to kill veterans?
I don't even think most people even realize this. I mean, if you look at the newspaper in the last couple of days, in California on the 4th of July, they're going to take some attack helicopters and fly them up and down the coast during celebrations just to get people acclimated to having the military there.
Remember the Alabama shooting when they had the troops show up and lock the city down hours after it was open? We announced it and people didn't believe us. Then later there was an Army investigation.
Well, the Associated Press, they published a photo of it, but that was it. They didn't cover it in the media at all. Incidentally, Alex, in regard to that Tennessee thing, it wasn't just the military. It was also the Department of Homeland Security, the FBI, a bunch of federal agencies. They were all participating in that checkpoint.
Yeah, it said 35 agencies.
Right.
I mean, we got photos of a whole highway shut down for miles and troops walking around. Yeah, we rule, baby. This is Baghdad, bitch. I mean, I'm sorry, but I mean, this is treason. The 4th of July is 180 degrees from this for all of you out there that don't understand what America's all about. Kurt, does this make you sick like it makes me sick?
No, it's disgusting. But what's really disgusting is this is not being covered by the media at all. You got to pick up on local newspapers in Missouri and Tennessee to get these tips on what's really going on. It's done under the cover of the darkness. They don't let us know about it.
They're also announcing on the 4th of July all over the country checkpoints with the police and military. Sorry, go ahead.
Right, in California, they're going to set up a checkpoint to make sure people don't take their fireworks into the countryside. And
it says it gives them a bunch of years in prison now for it.
Yep, it's really severe. Alex, in this article that's in this Missouri newspaper, the last couple paragraphs are interesting. They say that they're trying to make these simulated attacks as realistic as possible, and that in a real situation, the military police would be there along with the regular soldiers. So, in essence, what they're saying is that this is going to happen. They're training the soldiers that citizens are going to attack checkpoints, and they're getting them ready for it.
And why do the soldiers think that the American people who are in a coma would finally get up and fight you?
God only knows.
It'll be your family too, guys. Doesn't matter. Most of the military is illegal aliens and felons now. That's admitted, Kurt.
Well, like you said, I mean, they're going to set up checkpoints. They're going to have this phony pandemic here in the fall, and they're going to lock down cities and put up checkpoints. And that's what these National Guard are going to be there for.
And then probably it won't be a big deal. The pandemic won't be a big deal. And they'll say, see, the Army running things saved you, and the precedent is set. Where'd Alex go? Oh, the Army was here. Oh, that's normal. That's what Land of the Free, Home of the Brave is all about, having secret police troops. Unbelievable, Kurt Nimmo. Stay there. Let's do 5 more minutes. We'll be right back. All right, we got a guest coming up in the next segment. Kurt Nimmo runs Infowars.com. He's joining us, National Level Exercise 2009, NLE, Homeland Security, FEMA, with troops and personnel from Australia, Canada, Mexico, the United Kingdom, and other countries in NLE 09. Kurt reported yesterday from a Pentagon press release the Israeli anti-terror forces are helping run that operation as well. So, Kurt Nimmo, I mean, this is really happening. This is really going on. They're really running acclamation with troops everywhere, running checkpoints, PR, running jaws of life. Army helicopters landed, car wrecks now. Oh, we're just the Army. You know, it's all part of getting the troops feeling good about helping the citizens, getting the police used to it. Oh, it's the Army. That's kind of like when the police and the sheriff's department work together on the county line. Yeah, boy. And it's all foreign troops are here helping. After all, the biggest recruiting centers are now in Ukraine, Mexico City, and Manila, Philippines. Hiring felons, illegal aliens. The whole military is basically foreigners now. I mean, this is hellish, Kurt, and they openly train everywhere with the youth brigades and with the troops to take on veterans and gun owners. My God, Kurt, do you think they're planning to go ahead and just start a civil war? They're going to start hunting patriots down and forcing us to fight them?
Well, we know history tells us that's precisely what they're going to do. There's no national domestic terror threat in this country. The only threat is the government, and they will set up false flag situations to do this so they can consolidate their power.
Continue, Kurt.
You know, it's interesting. You see these little bits of news here and there. On Memorial Day, the Marines used a helicopter to land in Staten Island in a park. And it's interesting to note that the citizens sat there and oohed, nod, and clapped their hands as these soldiers jumped out in full battle gear, and and act like they were attacking Fallujah or something. It's insane.
Ooh, I just forgot. Whatever the big paper is in Fort Benning, Georgia, in that town, there were two big articles. MSNBC covered it too. In the year 2000, 2 Special Forces officers got killed, or Special Forces trainees, because they jumped out on police at road stops and tried to disarm the police, and the military thought that it was a real attack. So they've even gotten killed doing this.
Yeah, it's like friendly fire. It happens. I mean, if they don't tell them what's going on, that's what's going to happen.
The other one was 98 in Miami. Delta Force fired into a restaurant, into tables people were eating at. In Houston, in 98, Delta Force crashed helicopters in a drill. Maybe you should add that. When's your big report on this coming out at Infowars.com?
Well, I'll get back to work on it after I get off the phone with you, about an hour or so.
Okay, and you've already got this article linked. Folks want to find it. Guard units trained for militia attacks. I've been kind of frothing and interrupting. In the 1 minute left, we've got anything else?
No, that's about it. It's just people need to, around the country, it's interesting we got this tip from an InfoWars reader. So they need, if folks are seeing this kind of behavior or finding local press articles, they need to send them to us because we need to cover this more in depth.
Well, I mean, I see articles every day sent to me by listeners where every police department has regular Army and Marines in their offices. CIA setting up local offices, the news reports. I mean, they are taking over, Kurt.
Well, the CIA's been doing that since the 90s. That's fully integrated now. There's CIA in police stations, and so are the FBI. So they have that integrated already. It's
there's
there.
also the article where state police all over are announcing they're fully federalized, like in Arizona.
Right.
And then every time we get a governor or state reps try to declare state sovereignty, the state police show up and start threatening them and following them, like in Oklahoma. The state police.
We also covered the fact that local police agencies are getting grenade launchers and automatic weapons from the Department of Homeland Security.
God, they work for the foreign bankers. They're rolling this country. They are just taking us over hardcore. I mean, this is it. This is total occupation, total destruction, total takeover of the republic. It's really happening. Police and military wake up. Citizens wake up. Say no. Thanks, Kurt Nimmo at Infowars.com. Stay with us.